Today it's going to be a circular from Brixton back to Brixton, following the coastal path in an anti-clockwise direction south of Brixton over towards St Catherine's Oratory, which is a rather posh title for a lighthouse, but more on that later on. So yeah, I've got the pack on again, keep the training going, and I will, as soon as I get onto the coastal path, which will overlook the glorious ocean, I'll bring you back and we can have a look at it. Okay, so yeah, the coastal path is quite close to this wire fence. This wire fence was probably yards away from the edge months, maybe years ago. But anyway, but we are going in an anti-clockwise direction into the sun. That's a big clue, so there you go. And we're going in that direction. I can't believe today, it's just beautiful. Oh, I'm not going to use the word beautiful anymore, I'm going to say delightful today. Delightful is the word of the hike today. So stay with me. It's early doors on the trip today, but West Wight, you done it. Look, look. It's new as well. A new kissing gate. An 8. On a day like today as well, because there's so little, there's a little bit of a breeze, but it's not too bad. But yeah, look at it. That's where I've been. Another kissing gate. You know, that's what they're like on the West Wight. Just a quick word on these Salomons. Brilliant. I'll put a link in the description below for them, but yeah, I can't fault them. Thank you, Salomon. Well, that's what I call a dead end. I don't know if you can see it on here, but there is a sign down there. But that is the end of that track, so I'm going to have to scoot in a little bit here and see if I can get around it somehow. But I did expect this, because there's been so much erosion. There you go, another track, road to nowhere. Is that a song as well? So I don't know how much of the coastal path on this section we're going to be able to follow, but I'll put a map in to give you the coastal path route on the Brixton to the Oratory section, and then after that I think I'm freestyling, so I'll put up a map in anyway later on. There you go. So that is that there, and this says closed. So, and there's no diversion. So I'm gonna have to go down and have a look and then see what I'm gonna do. Do you know what? I can't.
No. I might get someone from up here.
So this is whale chine, and the oratory is in the distance. Not sure you'd be able to see that, but I've got to go around this, believe it or not. So this is the entrance to Blackgang Chine theme park, which is a hugely popular attraction on the island, but probably one of the things it's best known for is the amount of landslip that it's experienced over the years. Even in the last 25-30 years, there's no end of acreage been eroded away and washed away, and the theme park continues. It just sort of spreads its wings a little bit further here, there and everywhere to maintain its presence, which is commendable really. So yeah, that's the entrance, but we're not going there today. We are going up the road still, around to a viewpoint which is just up the hill a little way, and I'm going to stop there, see what I can see, show you what I can see, and then head on up the hill to the Pepper Pot, which is what the St Catherine's Oratory is known locally. So I'll bring you back a little bit later. I've dropped in a couple of stills though from the view over that way, and then we are going to climb this hill, and I can see the Pepper Pot from where I am. Originally built as a lighthouse by a local lord because he looted a wreck in Chale Bay, and his penance was to either build a lighthouse or be excommunicated. So basically he decided to build a lighthouse. Power of the church in those days. Built around 1328, and it was attended by a monk until around 1538, but it fell into disuse around in the 17th century, and there was another one going to be replaced, and that's over my right hand shoulder, but started building in 1750 odd, but it was never completed because it's quite foggy up here normally. So yeah, and it looks like there was a building next to it because a monk used to tend it, so he'd have to stay up here. And here's the view. Here's the view from up here. I've had to move because someone decided to get into my shot of the oratory. How rude. Don't they know who I am? So yeah, that is back heading east. Sorry, heading west, sorry. Idiot. And yeah, there's a bit of fog in the distance, but that's the coastal path done from Brixton, which I can see from here, to the oratory. It's worked out at about 7 miles so far. So I'm going to have a spot of lunch, and then I'm going to map check because I don't know my way back from here. I haven't looked it up on the map. So what I'm going to do is, as I say, have some lunch, check the map. Can you see me? Yeah. Check the map, and then what I'll do is I'll include it in the map later on. So bye for now. going to be difficult to get going again this afternoon. You know, sometimes when it's cold you just want to get going again and warm up, but today it is beautiful, delightful, sorry, and the view out here is tremendous. I'll quickly show you just in case you haven't seen it. Look, yeah. And sometimes you just don't want to get going again, do you? But I've got to do a map check because I don't exactly know what route I'm going to take on the way back today. I'm at 7 miles now, so all things being equal, it's going to be a similar sort of distance back. But we'll see, and we'll put a map in. So yeah, and I'm going to head over to the Hoy Monument or something near Chale. I'll tell you more about that when I get there, but I'll leave you here for the time being. Bye. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. The Isle of Wight is not all about coastal views. When I saw this I thought, oh, I'm sorry, I've got to bring you back again. Delightful, hey? I'm going down there somewhere. Isn't that beautiful? I think that is my spot over there, Hoy Monument. I can just about see it, but I'll bring you back later. So that's the path that leads you back up to the oratory, and then it's been a lovely view both sides there. I gave you a quick shot earlier, and then we find ourselves at the Hoy Monument, just the other side of this tree. So I've never been up to the oratory before in my 27 years on the island, so that's that ticked off, and I've definitely never been here before. So this was erected in 1814 to commemorate the visit to Britain of Alexander I, Emperor of all the Russians at the time. And then latterly the house was occupied by a guy called William Dawes, who was a commissioned officer during the Crimean War, and he had this tablet added to the monument to commemorate the brave who fell, it's not quite easy to read, who fell on the Almac something at Inkerman and at the siege of Sevastopol in 1857. Respect. So yeah, 1814, and then rededicated by the gentleman that owned a local house. It's very out of the way up here. It's a beautiful, it's not, it's delightful, this spot. Anyway, map check. He's looking at me. I'm looking at him. Red squirrel. Oh, he's off. In case you didn't know, the Isle of Wight is one of the few places left in the UK that has red squirrels. I think some places in Wales and Scotland still have them. But yeah, Isle of Wight, there were no greys on the Isle of Wight, hence why we still have an abundance of red squirrels. So the greys have, I think, come from America originally, but over here stealing our women and all that. Anyway, yeah, red squirrels, nature on Ian's Rambles. Don't worry, Chris Peckham, you're too good for me, mate. Bye. So we came down off High Monument down into the village of Chale Green, and then over through Chale Green, and then following rights of way through Farmers Fields basically. And these are the views at the moment, and actually a fairly decent track, no mud at least. So you can see over to the left, maybe you can't, but that is the coastal path over in the distance, which is the way we went this morning. And now following, there's quite a lot of tracks this way, so I'm just picking my way through using the rights of way and making my way back to Brixton. I think in about 3 or 4 miles, something like that. This is a lovely little village called Yafford, which Mrs. B and I have cycled through quite a few times. I just thought I'd stop and give you a flavour of the peace and quiet. Apart from the traffic, of course. Right, I'm in that direction. Following the roads a little bit on the way back to Brixton. I know them. It's a lot easier walking than mud, so I'm going to continue doing this. A couple of miles to go, I think, something like that. And I'll bring you back towards the end. Cheers. Well, longer than I thought today. It's another 16 miler and I'm feeling it today. It's quite warm. Should have had more water, but I'm all right now. Refreshment. So anyway, I'm going to call it at that. We're back in Brixton, not far from home, so yeah, that's it for today. This video will be out probably next week sometime. I would just like to say like and subscribe if you're following us around the island on the routes that we do. This thing, I mean, in the summer it's going to be absolutely beautiful, but yeah, it's been a bit muddy again today and the going's been a bit tough, but the views, honestly, when the sun's out, delightful. So anyway, I'm going to hush my mouth. Thanks very much, keep watching. I'm Ian from Ian's Rambles. Take care, see you next time. Bye for now.